Hello everyone, I'm Akash and you are watching All About Code, and this is part 2 of Angular testing tutorial series. Let's see what we have in this session. So in this session we will learn what is AAA pattern, that is arrange, act and assert, what is before each function and after each function in Jasmine, and when to use before each and after each function. So this is the example on which we are working in our last video. Here we have created two specs for two functions that we have defined in our app.component.ts file, that is in student and out student. Now here we can see that both specs consist of 3 lines. These 3 lines that you see represents a structure that we use in a lot of unit tests. We define them as arrange, act and assert. Let's go through their definitions. So in arrange, we set up our testing object and prepare prerequisite for our test. In act, this is the area which is involved in calling a method or function. In assert, we simply check that our expectations are met or not with our expected output. So here we are creating an instance of app component in our arrange part. In act, I am calling my method in student, and in assert I am checking that my output is equal to 81 or not. This is the way we use arrange, act and assert and divide our test in 3 vertical lines. This is the way we use arrange, act and assert and divide our test in 3 vertical lines. In both the test we have something in common, that is initialization of app component. This is a small example, but in big project we cannot write duplicate code like this. So let's create one instance of app component. I'm removing it from here and I'm declaring it in describe body. Now when I will run my test, the execution of one test will break down the other test. Now when I run the test, then one of my tests is failed and one is success. Here I can see why it is happening. Here we can see only one instance of app component is used in both the specs. If I make it 80, then it should run fine. Now both the tests will be success. Yes, both are success. But our each spec should be independent, otherwise a chaos will be created while writing complex specs. We can look the calling of instance by creating a log, console.log app component instance student increased So now when we run, we go in our console and check. So in our console, first the instance of app component is created, then student is increased, and after that student is decreased. But the instance of app component is created only once. Now here comes before each in the picture. Let's write before each. Before that, let's go through the definition of before each. So we define both before each and after each function in the describe body. The before each function allows us to execute some of our code before the spec in it function block. We represent what we write in before each function as setup. Let's see what we have in before each. I will create a variable of type app component and log will come inside this, and now I'm going to create an instance of app component. Student count is equal to new app component. Now when we run our code, I need to make it 79. Now when we run our code, in the console we can see first there is an instance of app component is created, then student is increased. After that app component instance is created again and student is decreased. So our BeforeEach function is called BeforeEach it function execute. So everything we write in our BeforeEach function is represented as setup. In the same way we can use afterEach. AfterEach is used when we need to clean our code. It is called after each spec function execute. Here we don't need to clean any code, so we will be using it in our upcoming videos. Anything we write in after each function is represented as tear down. So this was a simple example for AAA pattern, and we also came to know that what is before each function and after each function. So we will meet in our next video. Thanks for now.